Alrighty, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the creating the grass, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it because this video is a little bit lengthy, so I'm just mainly just gonna walk through it. I'm gonna try not to do a whole lot of talking in this one, just only because of how long it actually takes to do this. So just go ahead and go over into Blender and just create a new plane. And another thing too, there's probably going to be multiple parts only because I don't want to have this video be, an hour long or some crap like that. So just go ahead and create a plane in this and then just rotate it on the X axis. Now what I'm going to do after I kind of get like a little stick sticking up or whatever, I'm going to go over into edit mode, and what I'm going to do now is actually add some loop cuts into it. I'm probably just going to add, I'd say maybe 3, maybe. Yeah, I'll just do 3, good enough for now. And then 1 in the middle as well. Scale that one in. Scale that one in as well. Just to try your best to make it look kind of like a blade of grass. And it ain't gotta be perfect, but rotate it on the x-axis just a little bit. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do right here is actually go over into Vertex Paint, and what I'm going to do is actually select this, and I'm going to select it all the way down to be completely black. Go into the front view, and all I'm going to do is just paint the very top of it solid black, along with the middle one too. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to do it point, try 75. Then 0.5. I'm actually going to do 0.5 right here. Actually, that's supposed to have been 0.25. I want to do 0.25 right here. What the crap? 0.25. Right there. Should already be painted. Then for the next one, I'm going to do 0.75. And basically what the Vertex Paint is for also is just for when we implement the wind, it allows it to move. So pretty much it's just a levels of movement allowed. So black is 100% movement, and then white would be, it's not going to move at all. Pretty much what you don't want is you don't want the bottom of it kind of swinging back and forth too, because it's supposed to be what's, you know, in the ground. So that's the reason why this has to be done. This is actually the second time I did try to do this, and the first time I completely forgot about having to do this, so I had to go back and redo the video for it. But yeah, I think that should be good. About good right there. And you can always spend more time on it too. I'm just not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. Alright, and you can go back over into the regular object mode and go into top view, and then this right here you can just store it, bringing them all around. And that's a little too much right there, so I'm going to do kind of delete some of them. There we go. I think that's good enough right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select every one of them and just hit Control J to join them together. Yeah, select all of them, hit Control J. Why is it not working? Oh, that's right. Okay, Control J. I don't know why that wasn't working, but. And then go ahead and select it and just hit set origin. Origin to geometry. One more thing too that I'm going to do is I'm going to, if you just select one of them and you can actually kind of scale it down. That's what I'm going to do to a little bit of them. Just kind of scale some of them down because I don't want them all the same length and stuff like that. I should have done this before I combined them all together, but I didn't think about it. I'm going to go ahead and just go back into the front view. What I'm going to do right here is I'm actually going to select just the one that's above it and just kind of put them on the ground. It looks good to me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's good enough. But go back over into, oh yeah, stay into the edit mode and just select all of that again. Make sure to select all of them. What I'm gonna do right here is go into UV editing, and I'm actually going to go into the front view and press U to UV unwrap and UV project from view. And then go and select all of these right here, and I'm just going to scale those. Just scale it to where every one of them is on the screen from up and down. Yeah. And then you got the few that's kind of might be cut off on the ends. Just take the end ones and you can just move those over. Alright. And I think that'll be good enough right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to save this. Hit save and go to wherever you have your files saved at. And I've actually created two more folders on this. One's called Blender, and that's where I'm going to have my saves at. Blender, and I'm going to do a new one and call it Foliage. And this is going to be Grass 1. And then I'm going to export it as a SBX file. And on this one right here, you have to fix the scaling. If not, it'd be way too big on it. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to scale it to 1 point, or not 1 point, but 0.3. And the rest of it should all be good, but then I'm going to call it grass 1 FBX, and then go back over to where the folder is. And I'm going to save this in assets, and I'm going to do the same thing as the other one. Name it foliage, and that's what I'm going to save this in at. Alrighty, and then go back over to Unreal Engine, and I'm going to just save this in. I created a foliage folder on this one as well, but I created it in the landscape and then foliage. Now I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this ground. But that's definitely not how you spell ground. And just go to wherever you have it at. It should. I got mine at. And just drag and drop. Then you can see right here that it's somewhat, honestly, it's probably about the right height that I'm going to use it as. So in the next video, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to actually texture it in the next video, and it's going to be a little bit lengthy only because of how much there is to put into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it here so I don't make the video too long, and I'll go ahead and see y'all in the next video.